How's it going, ladies and Bruce? I'm Sixkilla and welcome back to Meteor World Actor Badge and Dagger. We got ourselves a nice new little lead from Nagata over there. Fingers crossed it goes somewhere. I mean, I'm sure it will. I mean, we still don't know. I mean, they figured out who that corpse was, but as far as I know, we still don't know that. Or how that's connected to the Ripper. Is the Ripper just them? I don't know. Detective Hiryu, may I have a moment? Leaving the 13th in the morning, I find Fuyumi waiting. Her expression is hard, but even more, it's serious. What for? Please, not here. How about love and peace? That's where I was going. You're beginning to work now, are you not? Not on an empty stomach, no. You should have dealt with that before clocking time. Shut it, you want to talk or what? I do. Very well. You know, I don't think we ever grabbed food before. She hasn't given me the time of day since she signed on. That's true. I suppose it'll also be the last. Better make the best of it then, huh? I mean, I can guess to what I owe the honour. If she's talking to me, it's about the back alley job. I don't see you around here much either. I don't frequent the area. Where do you hang out anyway? Wherever I am, it's none of your business. Oof. You're no fun, you know that? Being fun has never been my top priority. Getting dissed by me doesn't seem to bother her. If anything, she seems happier to be fighting. Welcome. We don't see you in here much. She came all the way out to your dirty little shop. Treat her good, why don't you? We'd certainly like to see her again. See her here again, so I'll have to give her our best service. No, I don't need anything. I'm working right now. I know you're just like that, but give it a rest. Why should I? Because you're in a cafe, even if it's a lousy one. Like a place where you sit and pay for food and drinks. That's how they keep the business running. If you don't order, you're coasting on other customers. That's unfortunate. You follow, right? Us cops gotta play by the rules. We don't have to be rude, though. That's not in our rulebook. Ruka, you're not gonna convince anyone. Fine, I understand. Huh? Admittedly, this shop has done nothing wrong. As a matter of politeness, I'll place an order. Fuyumi bows her head. And then she flicks her eyes over the menu and decides, please give me a coffee. I don't need milk or sugar. Yes, thank you. I'll get the same thing, plus a hot sandwich with the set. That will do, won't it? Now allow me to get to the topic at hand. Slow down there, Speedy. If it's short, we might wrap up before our order gets here. If that happens, Fuyumi might get up and leave. And then she couldn't treat me, and we wouldn't want that. I'd prefer not to waste time. I only just woke up, you know. My head isn't really in gear yet. You talk to me now, I won't really process it. If you can't wait, I guess we can skip the talk. That earns me an impressively annoyed glare, but also a sigh of resignation. I can wait. I don't expect our order will take long after all. You mean because this is a deserted dump? I most certainly did not say that. Why must everything always be so crass with you? It's just how I am. It's the way I was born, and I never changed. One wonders how you became an officer. Recruiting must have been so different back then. Picking up the right time to apply is a skill. Your favourite Akuta did too, you know. Don't imagine that you can compare to him. The superintendent will still rise even higher. He'll make the 7th Republic a safer, happier place. Safer for church. As far as I can tell, he's just some guy who joined when I did. I never get why people think he's some messiah. And here you are. Ryoka comes back with our orders before long. Alright, let's dig in. By all means. Are you also ready to listen? It's about the back alley shadesters, yeah? It is. The text data on their chip was indeed meaningless. They actually ran it by analytics. What if they took to the first? Why'd you risk it? I relied on a member of the 13th Division. That's how she got the information. Oh, Tamako. Tamako, huh? I thought you meant Nagata. Yes, in these matters, she's a consummate professional. So you come to the 13th sometimes too, depending on the circumstances. In this case, I can overlook my smallest scruples. You can trust the answer if it came from her. If she says it's meaningless, it means nothing to anyone. Have you still got the data lying around? I do. Fuyumi pulls out the chip. She had it on her. And people generally die within 6 days of getting it, right? We're more than halfway there at this point. And if something's going to happen, then it should be soon. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Has anything unusual happened to you lately? You're making a face like something did. It could be a simple coincidence, but I haven't felt well. Since that day, I've been almost fatigued. Fatigued, huh? You have been working twice as hard. Think you just overdid it and tuckered yourself out? I hope that's the extent of it. And how's your end? I've got nothing new about Project Chimera, so nothing solid on either the data or the plan. That's a shame. So? Is that all you got me out here for? I'd like to ask you to take on that job one more time. I already made off with their data once. Showing my face again would inevitably cause problems. Yeah, that's probably true. You sure? I thought you said we weren't allowed to take work on this side. I recognize the contradiction, but there is no one else who I can ask. You filthy opportunist. Given the pay rate, do you really object? If it goes well, you could gain another ankle. I'm not a keeper. I mean, some people know the truth, but Fuyumi's not one of them. You needn't use any power. You can pretend to be one. I guess I could do that. The point is to see more of what they can do right now. Also, I'm aware that you are a keeper. What? That came out of nowhere. She could be bluffing, so I keep my poker face on. You use ice powers, isn't that right? If she were just fishing, she wouldn't know that. So that makes things different. Where'd you hear that? My mind goes to Ikuta first, but not from Superintendent Ikuta. I made my own independent investigation. So she's not trying stuff on to see what fits. You aren't exactly subtle, you know. The information is available to anyone who looks. I hate to admit it, but okay, you're right. I've used my power on the streets more than once. I'm not surprised somebody or some camera caught it. Maybe I'm taking you a little too lightly, huh? Only a little? She looks at me accusatorily. I scratch my head and nod. Okay, a lot. The info might be out there for people to uncover, but there's still almost nobody on the force who knows. Setting Ikuta and Sosuke aside, it's basically just Claris. I wouldn't mind helping out, but I don't like running on your leash. I imagine you wouldn't. I could do it if there's something in it for me. Something in it for you? A little give and take. It's what society runs on. So in summary, you want money. That's the usual currency. It's handy and it's easy to understand. I see, so that's how it is. I was a fool to attempt to rely on you. Fuyumi stands without touching her coffee. Dropping some money on the table, she leaves. Aren't you gonna go after her? Not when I've got half a sandwich left here. I don't know what it's about, but she's in trouble, isn't she? She came to you, aren't you gonna help her? Since when is the world made out of milk and honey? You heartless thing. A man doesn't show his heart unless he has to. So I don't riposte. And I don't reply. What do you want? I hear you didn't deliver your data chip. I want to apologize. The job seemed too suspicious, so I backed down. I've come to apply again today. And the data from last time? I brought it with me. Fuyumi hands the man a tiny chip. You wouldn't have opened it and looked inside. If I'd done anything so inappropriate, would I have come here again at all? Probably not. I'll complete the job properly this time. Will you? Sadly, we're already closed today. You do not look closed to me. There are several men around glaring at Fuyumi. We have things to do. I see, then I'll be back another time. I'm afraid you won't. You'll be staying with us for quite a long time. And just what does that mean? I guess it could mean anything. The men start to close in on her as a group. What do you mean to do? I understand that you've been sniffing around our operation. Sniffing around? Don't play dumb. You purchased the truth from an intel broker. You really can't trust people like that. They'll sell anything to anyone, friend or foe. I wouldn't know, I don't buy any answers. I didn't buy any answers. That's what we heard. But you asked questions, and that's bad enough. We'll take care of you before it gets worse. Grab it. Fuyumi slips through their circle and goes on the offensive. If the man is unarmed, she won't have too much trouble. I wouldn't have come here if I couldn't fight. So I hear. However, the man smirks and sticks out a hand. Fuyumi was fast, now she's frozen. What if I do this? You're a keeper? You'd like to move, but you can't, can you? She's only a few meters from him. If she could cross the distance, she could handle herself, but her body is as stiff as a statue. Hey you, get back on your feet. She surprised us, but she's a woman. You can have some fun with her. The men pick themselves up with unpleasant smiles, but they don't move to lay a finger on her. Hey, what are you doing? Get her! I'm trying, but I can't move. What? My legs are so hard, it's like they're stuck to the ground. Could you catch us with your thing too? I couldn't have. I can only handle one person at a time. This is turning pretty weird, isn't it? Detective Hiryu? It's not a slugfest and it's not a shootout. It's a fight where almost nobody can move. I'm here to save you. Be grateful. You got that? What about your give and take? I thought you wouldn't help me without payment. Yeah, that's right. You covered my bill at love and peace, though. I never said how much. Guess I'm on the hook here. This guy's power is cool, am I right? Yep. He didn't try to run when I got close. Probably because he can't move while he's freezing here. You shouldn't have told me that you can only hold one. Don't underestimate me. Whoopsie. The man points his palm away from Fuyumi at me. And then I can't move. Ain't that a trick? Oh. And now Fuyumi's free. Good call. I'm the one you're gonna want to keep down. You, men, do something about her. Yes, sir, but we can't move. Drak, why not? You can cuff him if I hold him, right? Yeah. Fuyumi approaches the men as they struggle to stand. You're all under arrest for flagrant interference with the police and illegal use of extraordinary powers. What? You two are cops? Undercover to bust your game wide open. That's one way of putting it. You want to drop the powers and make a run for it? I mean, if you do, I got my gun, but... You better sit tight and get arrested, I'd say. Damn. The leader releases me, turns tail and bolts. Leaving your buddies here, that's cold. I pull out my gun and aim at his escaping back. One shot. It's a non-lethal bullet, but plenty for this guy. The pain sends him into convulsions. I guess your powers doesn't work on bullets, huh? That hurts! Oh, quit whining. You curse you! Hey, it's not my fault you did all these crimes. I'm a cop. We're the justice here, remember? Like hell you are. I don't know exactly what this power is, but I feel like being it felt like being constricted by something we can't see. Can you move? Yeah. Alright then, let's bring him in. As we get close to the main area, the squalid little door creaks open. You seem to be in a spot of trouble, Hans. A man in a suit makes an elegant entrance. Marghezi? You came for me. I thought I heard a fuss, so I came to make sure. I'm glad you're here. What have we here? A keeper with ice powers? I've never seen such a one before. Yeah, he's extremely unusual, but he's strong. Yes, I imagine he is. I did not expect an officer of the law, but we appear to have been fortunate. No backup is forthcoming. So are you gonna... Naturally, I'd like nothing better, but... His being a policeman overcomplicates things. It is a rare and precious power, but... We'd best give up on it. You sure got a lot to say. Want to tell us your name? I am the employer of this man, of Hans. So you're the mastermind of this back alley job situation? That I am. You're surprisingly honest, aren't you? Honesty is easy when the truth doesn't matter. You two are about to die, after all. How are you thinking of making that happen? With his powers, I figure. Probably. If he's prancing out here all alone with no gun, there's no question. Well, how do you suppose? The man he calls Hans is smirking again. He must have a whole lot of faith in his boss. Don't be careless, Detective Hiryu. Careless? Who do you think I am? My power's well on its way to Marghezi by now. I see, so that's how you paralyze people. Absolute zero ice that creeps both quickly and sullenly. What a wonderful ability. The floor's getting cold and your shoes look expensive. You want to take those off before they get damaged? I daren't say I better keep them on. Were I to remove them, my feet might get damaged. And those would be rather harder to replace. My, it is a shame, a truly terrible shame. If only you didn't dally with the law. I could do such spectacular experiments on you. Oh, experiments. Experiments like Project Chimera? So you've heard about that? We should have removed that intel broker, Hans. Please forgive me. Ah, well. Art takes many forms, you know. Not all that's beautiful fits in a frame. Marghezi points his hand his way. Uh-oh. I assure you, I'll be watching to appreciate you. Marghezi's calm veneer drops like a curtain, and he swings his arms open wide. Let the show begin. Bloom into a blazing instant of art. What? I can't move my limbs, and suddenly I'm moving, flung irresistibly to the right. I can still move my eyes, so I can check where I'm headed, straight into Fuyumi, flung the same way towards me. There's only a split second to react. Like hell! Loving the special effects here, very flash. Yelling, I hurl a spike of ice at Marchese. He catches him through his extended right hand. In the same moment, I make contact with Fuyumi. A strange feeling unfolds in my right arm, but I stop moving. Marchese? Not to worry. Oh, what a splendid ability. In the merest instant, such a precise counterattack. Let's retreat for now. It seems that would be wise. After one more regretful glance, Marchese starts to flee. Hold up! Stop right there. I try to chase him, but a weird weight on my right arm keeps me pinned down. What's... One look at the offending arm explains it. What the hell? What is this? Fuyumi's cool evaporates into a cry of distress. I can see why. It's obvious from the state of my right arm and her left. They're stuck together, merged until halfway up. That's his power. That's why it's called Project Chimera, because that guy's power is to fuse other people together. He fusion dances other people. Is that a good power? Forced fusion dance? It's as smooth as if they were one body to start with. If I move my arm, of course, Fuyumi moves too. Hey, hey! I don't know exactly what Marchese can do, but it looks like he combines things somehow. Now that's one heck of a nasty power. If I hadn't interrupted him, me and Fuyumi would be fused together right now. And probably dead to boot. What do we do about this? Fuyumi draws her arm close to herself. Naturally, my arm goes with it. I think we might have to live with it for a while. We can't separate our arms. There's only one now. This absolutely sucks. Took the words right out of my mouth. I feel like you're underreacting here. React harder. This is really bad. The arm I'm missing is my dominant one. That sucks even worse. I mean, we could try to take a knife to it, but... Can you stand up? Yeah. It's tricky joined at the elbows as we are, but somehow we regain our feet. Imagine folding your arms. Now picture keeping them folded and trying to go about your daily routine. That's about how inconvenient this is. Some things we can do with our arms tied up. If it asked me to take off my coat right now, I'd be stumped. Are we gonna have to return to the station like this? Rather not, if I thought we had options. You do have a point. We aren't gonna fix this on our butts in an alley. The NPA has people to deal with stuff like this. It might be easier to sort out than it looks. Very well, then let's go there. Fuyumi and I start walking. Does it hurt? I feel like that would hurt. It's kinda like we're on a date, huh? I do not need reminding. I can tell that the hate in her eyes comes from the heart. I'm trying not to think about how deeply I despise having to walk alongside you. Well, gee, don't sugarcoat it. You know you'd be dead if I hadn't showed up. I know nothing of the sort. In your absence, I might have dodged. Maybe the guy would have had a heart attack. Regardless, how do we approach this? Approach what? We would attract attention on a street like this. Now that's a possibility. Your arm's halfway through mine after all. If you looked at closely, it's horrific. I'm not so sure anybody would really notice. They'd probably write us off as a cozy couple. I refuse to be written off that way. You're lost. I will call a patrol car. Really? You do that and Ikuta's gonna find out. Ugh. That's gonna make it tough to drop by the agency, huh? Yes, it will. This case is not clear enough to survive official scrutiny. I lost my composure due to the arm situation. But it's about time for us to be clocking in. The report will be somewhat suspicious, but I'll take the day off on the grounds that I'm not feeling well. Fuyumi's too serious to pass off an unannounced absence as normal. Too bad we don't have a doctor's note about our arms. I light up a cigarette while Fuyumi pulls in. It could be my last chance all day to smoke. I described a fever as the reason. We cannot be seen by anyone we know. Wouldn't want to show off the new arm anyway. Should you be calling in as well? No worry, I'm good. You're the furthest thing from good. At least I'm not lying about why I'm absent. I suppose you aren't. Damn straight. Anyway, don't worry yourself about my end. I can just let them know what's up. Let me give Clarice a call. No, I see what you think. The 13th isn't about to leak to the 1st. Understood. We lurk by Broadway waiting for Clarice. I'm here. You're late. You know it's not even clock-in time. Clarice pouts as if that means anything. Huh? Good morning. Good morning. What are you two doing together at this hour? Together at an impressively intimate distance. At least that's how it must look to her. Holding hands. What? We are not. Look more closely. It really looks like you're holding... am I still sleeping? It looks like your arms are halfway through each other. She rubs at her eyes. Not like that's gonna change what they say. You're really stuck together. Put a lid on it. We'll explain later, let's relocate. You got what I asked for? A towel? Yes, I do. I wrapped the towel around the place where we joined. Nobody's gonna guess I'm inside you under there. My god, what a way to phrase it. You've made this disgusting. Even worse than walking next to you, this to you has to be. You don't have to keep reminding me either, you know. It's not like this is how I wanted to spend my morning. Can I ask how this happened? Complications from a case we were working last night. We ran into some kind of keeper who confused matter. That sounds like a nasty power to fight. It's a pretty good one if you know how to use it. He nearly took out me and Fuyumi in one shot. My attack got him good though, so it's probably safe to assume his body's garden variety human. Maybe weaker when he's using his power. So it's a one shot, one kill, or else he's screwed. He needs to incapacitate his enemies before he uses it. Wouldn't do much against someone like Schwald. Not that I'm interested in talking that guy up. Does that not hurt? Nah, it doesn't hurt at all. Go figure. My heart is in considerable pain. Nobody asked. Our arms feel as natural as if they were made this way. It's too bad this guy's a criminal. He must have had options. I wonder if it's going to be fixable. Beats me. Worst case, I guess we get used to the idea of losing the arms. Or we get used to the idea of having to live like this. Leaving all of one viable option. The second one? I said viable. The first. Faced with a lifetime together with you, I would cut this arm off at the shoulder in an instant. The guy could wonder why he saved it. You'd like to keep this quiet, correct? Yeah. Then you can't get back to the station like this. And that's what the towel's for. It does cover things up somewhat, but people are going to have questions. For once, it's Claris with the cool head. Showing our faces could reveal too much of our hand. Yeah, it could bust us wide open. Aside from the agency though, our options are not great. They're stuck with the jerk in red. Can be Mr. Strikos? He's as good as the whole MPA for intel. Plus, I got into this mess on his account, he did this to me. I can think of a few more immediate culprits. This would never have happened if he hadn't come to me with the case. It's like half, maybe 80% his fault. You mean to rely on that man again? The one who illegally disposed of a body, obfuscated the evidence in this case, and who knows how many others? For some reason I find him a challenge to trust. What's your plan then? Want to go home and take a bath with me instead? No, I'm pretty sure that I get tired of this eventually too. Like I said the other day, what we're trying to do is crack the crime behind that midnight delivery job. I know Strikos is just as shady and then some, but for now, try to overlook it. Fuyumi's face lets me know that won't be easy. Luckily, she's short on options, so she comes along. Welcome. Get me Strikos. Do you happen to have an appointment, sir? Drop the formality, we're all friends here. Just tell him it's an emergency. Please wait. Fuyumi and me, glaring together? That's enough to break any receptionist down. Our CEO will see you now. That's what I like to hear. We waltz into Strikos' office. Hello, my dear Ruka. Another unexpected appointment. Sorry, but this one's serious. Even when things aren't serious, have you ever actually arranged an appointment properly? So maybe I'm not cut out to be a secretary. You do look to be in a genuine bind. Still, I have to say, Strikos quirks an eyebrow at our joined arms. I didn't realize you two were so close. We look tight, huh? You do, closer than partners even. The passion is practically steaming off you. That is ridiculous. Fuyumi's expression does admittedly throw some cold water over all that passion. In which case, you must have your reasons. Yeah. I pulled the towel away and exposed the situation. It's not often you get to see Strikos surprised. Our arm, singular, does the trick. Fused, merged, combined into one appendage. That isn't an optical illusion, I take it. Nope. Things went south in a fight with a keeper. His name was Margesi. I want you to use those heavy-duty databases of yours to see if there's a way we can get this back to normal. I can see why this is an emergency now. Strikos picks up his phone. Sorry, cancel my plans this afternoon. Yes, that's right. Bump them all back a day, if you would. I apologize for barging in on you like this. I don't mind. But this could be a pretty difficult problem. I've come to terms with the worst case scenario. My condolences. I'll do everything I can for you. What we need first is information about this Margesi. Could you wait while I retrieve some? Yeah, can do. I've been either on my feet or fighting for hours. Very reasonable. We plop down on the sofa. Please don't sit so close. See our arms lately? I can't help it. You can at least make an effort. Yumi scooches half a seat away from me. Naturally, my arm goes along about half a seat's length. Hey! What is it? I can't relax my arm like this. You simply have to live with it. If you don't hold the arm up, it'll strain my shoulder. Then come a bit closer, huh? Sitting closer would strain my very soul. And my nostrils. You smell rotten. The guy could wonder why he bothers breathing. Don't take it too hard, Ruka. Clara swoops in with her idea of encouragement. I'd have a hard time dealing with something like that too. Having to smell you at close range for so long would be... You're supposed to be on my team, you know that, partner? By the look of it, there doesn't seem to be any pain. No, it feels the same as normal. So the power can combine objects naturally. That's quite impressive. It's probably more limited than it sounds. Most likely, yeah. This is baseless conjecture on my part, but if Marghezi were to cancel his ability, your arms might well go back to normal. That's the most promising glimmer of hope. Watching it in motion, it doesn't look like two disparate objects stuck together at all. I don't see any physical discomfort in either of you. If hypothetically your enemy's ability was simply to fuse matter together, your arms would be a melted mess. Probably, yeah. Wonder what would have happened if he hadn't stuck me to Fuyumi. If it had been, say, a wall or something instead. It might operate well outside the laws of physics. It could be a truly extraordinary power, but it's too early to speculate. For now, cling to hope. Here you are, your information. 30 minutes later, Strikos looks up from the screen. Marghezi, here's a record for illegal gambling. You have access to records like that? Fuyumi still looks more disturbed than pleased. Our pal here shouldn't strictly know this stuff exactly. It's not info you want to hear coming from outside the agency. Mr. Strikos used to be a detective, you know. Did he? I joined at the same time as my dear Ruka and Ikuta. So I know how things were, back then. Now, the interesting bit would be his other data, but there's no information about his powers as a keeper. Nothing on the record, you mean? Yes, it's been 4 years since he was arrested. He spent 2 of those years in prison. He has no known history of using any powers on either end. Throwing powers around without permission would just get him more time. I don't think what he's got would do much against numbers. When they brought him in, he either didn't have his powers yet, or was shrewd enough to hold them back. In any case, that leaves us blind. We're left with no options but to catch the man himself. I can't imagine he's back in the same old known hideout. Probably not. We're gonna need more people on the problem. Do you think Tamako the 13th would help? Bet you nobody else would. Is there a risk of our investigation being exposed? No worries on that count. She doesn't talk to people because she's got no friends. Suppose we had better hope she doesn't. It's harder when you can't move around, isn't it? The arm doesn't make it tricky. It's way too damn obvious. We'll want to wait until night, when the city's lights come down. This seems unlikely to get wrapped up today. It might be a good idea to make arrangements for you where you'll spend the night and so on. Spend the night? You'll be stuck with each other until you can get your arms apart at least. Wow, I've never seen anyone turn so green. Well, what would you do? Sleep and meals are the least of my concern. What about changing? The bath? The toilet? I'm afraid you'll have to find a way. A blade-based solution is sounding appealing. I'm not all that worried about it. Too bad, I am. Doing those things stuck to you would be bad enough. Being stuck to you while you do them is worse. Unsurprising seeing as you're a young lady. Shall I look into our saw selection? I don't like where this is going. A simple clean amputation at your shoulder. It wouldn't hurt at all for Fuyumi. Oi! Indeed, that does have a certain appeal. Oh no, I think they're serious, Ruka. Quit giving her ideas, jerk. We're both getting our arms back. Alright, I suppose we should wrap the episode up here. It seems like the perfect time for it. Well, this is going to get awkward real fast, I can tell that already. Anyway, I'm sure you're looking forward to it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.